Hello and welcome to the Food and Beverage Leaders Podcast. I'm Andy Barr, owner of Barr Transportation. We're so glad you joined us today. Now, our mission here is very simple at Barr Transportation. It's to provide you with the most reliable and honest national transportation for your goods, paired with proactive communication throughout the entire life of the load. Now, this podcast is designed exactly for you. It's for sales managers, produce managers, logistics managers, traffic managers, the entire C-suite, anyone else who really wants to perform at the top of their game in this global food and beverage industry. So whether you're big or small, West Coast or East Coast, this podcast is meant for you. Now make sure to stick around at the end of each show and we'll reveal how you can apply to be on the show yourself so you can grow your authority, build partnerships, and help your business boom. Interviews are about 15 to 20 minutes long, and I'll leave you with my favorite quote: preparation plus opportunity equals success. That's it. I'll see you on the inside. Enjoy this episode.
All right, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of the Food and Beverage Leaders Podcast. I'm Andy, and today we are in the condiment business with Dan Dole. Dan, welcome. How are you, sir?
I'm doing well, Andy. Thanks so much for having me.
Absolutely, absolutely. Today we're going to talk about Bushwick Kitchen. And going based off Bushwick Kitchen, going over the website a little bit, Dan, you're in the maple syrup business. You got some sriracha. Floor is yours. Who are you? What is Bushwick Kitchen, and how did you get into the sauce and condiment space?
Yeah, so Bushwick Kitchen starts, as some people might know, in Bushwick, Brooklyn, hence the name. In 2014, with a bit of an experiment, a foodie and an entrepreneur get together in a Bushwick apartment, and they're like, how can we commercialize a business, bring it to market in under 30 days for under $5,000? And the first product was taking honey from local apiaries, infusing skinny hot peppers into the bottles and then selling them. And it kind of one of those experiments gone awry in the best ways possible. Sold in over 27 countries in the first year, and sort of spiraled into other products, like you mentioned, including a full line of flavor-infused honeys, maple syrups, some unique srirachas. We just launched some pancake mix and are about to launch a really cool collaboration with hot sauce coming up soon.
Awesome. Very good. Very good. And, when you look at Bushwick Kitchen, so that's the name of the city where it was founded. Where do you guys stand? Like, are you high end, low end? What's your advantage? Tell us more about the actual the niche of the marketplace you're in.
Yeah, I think Bushwick Brooklyn is known for being kind of a really cool, but Brooklyn in general, really cool for up and coming beverage brands, food brands, and certainly has built a name for itself in the last few years. Obviously, we've been around since 2014. We believe that we position ourselves in a unique spot in the marketplace that is sort of accessible for you to use as a daily condiment. So if you love sriracha, it's something that's going to be different than the typical sriracha that you're used to, but something that really complements your dishes and really makes you want to sort of, what we say, become a culinary explorer. So take that bottle of sauce and say, okay, what can I build as a dish around this sauce versus just ordering a hamburger and French fries and getting ketchup at the end to dip the fries in. We want you to create the dish around the sauce that you've gotten because of its unique flavor, and sort of step outside of the box versus the traditional ways that you might use something like a sriracha or a honey in tea or a maple syrup on pancakes.
Sure.
And so we believe that we're accessible for that purpose, but also high end enough that you can bring it as a housewarming gift. You can gift it to employees. You can bring it for stocking stuffers or whatever sort of holiday event that you might celebrate. And it's a great tool to gift, but also to use in your own pantry at home.
Okay. So, we're in Charlotte, North Carolina. That's where our company is. And, chicken and waffles, right? That's big in the South. What type of innovation and creative thinking have you seen your clients use as far as thinking outside the box with the mix and match of the condiments, the different types of foods and how they experiment?
Yeah, so we've gotten some really, really great creative. Specific to chicken and waffles, we can get you on both sides. One, we have an amazing oat milk-based plant-based vegan pancake mix for you to put in your waffle maker to make your waffles with. We have that in a cinnamon variety as well as just the original. So to make your waffles, we've got you covered there. Obviously, we don't sell chicken, but one of the best things that people use on top of their chicken is either our spicy honey or our spicy maple syrup. A little drizzle on that. It's great for both sweet, savory cocktails, whatever you're looking to put them on. But fantastic chicken and waffles dish.
Awesome. Okay. And if we zoom out, right, kind of get to that 50,000 foot level of the sauce and condiment industry, what is going on right now? Are competitors entering the space, or is there mergers acquisition going? Are people leaving the space? What's kind of happening kind of on the 30,000 foot level?
I think it's a really interesting time to be in sauces and condiments, and the process is really expedited over the last few years, in my opinion, to a bit of a renaissance that you might have seen in coffee maybe 10 years to 15 years ago. You're starting to see a whole bunch of brands come into the space with a bit more of a specialty, unique flavoring. So this typical condiments, ketchup, barbecue sauce, all those things have been around for such a long time. And I think the space is really looking for these indie brands to take a bit of a unique approach, offer something unique, whether it's a flavor profile, a usage profile, cool and custom packaging, some kind of unique story that really upgrades the overall experience. We kind of view it as like a tier, right? Like you're kind of in like phase one, of your ketchups, and then you have brands like Sir Kensington come along and kind of reinvent the way that ketchup is viewed by calling it gourmet, scooping it versus squeezing it, and taking sort of little subtleties there. And we're trying to do the same thing along with a couple other great brands in the space to the rest of the condiments that we make.
Very good, kind of like a Grey Poupon.
Exactly. Yeah, you've got your French's mustard that's always going to exist in a squeezable yellow bottle, and then you've got the Grey Poupons of the world and some of these specialty mustards that you're not going to show up with French's to your friend's charcuterie brunch. You're going to be looked at a little funny, and so this is the same approach I think that you're starting to see in honey, traditionally sort of viewed as what grandma put in her tea. Maple syrup, what you put on your pancakes for Sunday morning breakfast. It's kind of taking a bit of a more unique approach to that, and I think you're starting to see that in mayo and of course honey and maple syrup and hot sauce. And how can it be unique? How can there be flavor infusions, partnerships, collaborations, and a lot of people doing some really, really cool stuff.
I think that's awesome, because especially with things that are like really sweet, like especially syrup, you don't have it every single day. When you do have it, you want to have like a really great experience. You don't want to just pour on some generic, syrup and there you go. Like if you can have for, I don't know, $1 more or whatever, just like a really, flavor that just blows you away, come on, you're having it once a month, maybe. It's like, it's worth it.
Yeah, and I think that's a great point, right? We want to be able to say, how do we take that thing that you used once a month and get it such a unique flavor, give you all the sort of resources, whether it's recipes or, showing you what other people have made with it, giving you suggestions, working with chefs and bartenders and pit masters to show you all the different ways you can use it. So that bottle of maple syrup that you were consuming, in a year, because you were eating a little bit every Sunday, once a month when you made French toast, now is something that you look and you seek out to include into your dishes. And now you're making them, you're using the maple to make vinaigrettes, and you're putting them in your Manhattans, and you're drizzling it over your ice cream. And now that bottle's consumed in a month instead of a year.
Very good. Yeah. Next up, okay, COVID, fun topic of the year. So what's going on with COVID as far as affecting this sauce and different type of condiment spaces?
Probably easier to answer what's not different. I think sure. From our space, obviously we deal with manufacturing, we deal with shipping and logistics, both on the sort of freight side as well as in the warehousing side. To start, huge kind of variance in labor. A lot of our partners are it's finding it difficult to get people to show up for work and be incentivized to work a line and make great products. Rates are going up. They're having to pay more. Raw materials, ingredient costs are going up. Shipping and logistics becoming a bit unpredictable, probably a good way to say it. Obviously freight rate increases, freight lead times increases, and a lot of that with little visibility to us as a brand and certainly to the end consumer. We've had products ship into regional DCs of very well-known freight carriers and just sit for 10 days because it's backed up. And you don't know that when you book it. You find that out when it's sitting there and hasn't moved. So hard to hit timelines, hard to stay in stock, hard to find components. But we've got a great team in place with years of experience, just trying to make sure that the wheels stay on the bus and that we can prepare for our busy season, which is Q4.
Very good, very good. And what's the future look like for Bushwick? Like, what's the game plan? What's the vision for the next year to 5 years? Like, what would you like to do as a company?
As a company, the Bushwick Kitchen name, we believe, gives us a bit of a mandate to play anywhere that is touching the kitchen. And so whether that's in a sriracha sauce or whether that's turning that sriracha into a dust and making popcorn, we believe that we kind of had the mandate from our consumers to play there. And so what's next for us is some really cool collaborations as we close out, 2021 as a year. I mentioned the hot sauce one. We've got a couple other ones that are in the pipeline. And then expansion into categories where people can enjoy it every day, but also gift it. And so how do we provide something, not just in Q4, but how do we provide something for the grill master in your family in that sort of Memorial Day to 4th of July time period?
Sure. Yeah.
That might create that giftable window for you to share your love for Bushwick Kitchen with someone you love.
Well, if you need any extra study group feedback, let me know on the maple syrup. We'll help you out there.
I can make that happen.
Okay. And to close, Dan, let's say some listeners are like, man, I want to check this out. What's the website? How do they connect to you or the brand or both?
Super easy. BushwickKitchen.com, Amazon.com/Bushwick Kitchen. If you Google us, you'll probably find us. Got a lot of great products. Love to have you in part of our kitchen.
Dan Dole, thank you for the time today. Any closing words? Anything you want to leave our listeners as we wrap up? Not wrap up. Today's Tuesday. The wrap up August 31st. So as we get ready for September.
Stay safe out there. Don't be afraid to be a culinary explorer. And Andy, thank you so much for the opportunity.
Absolutely. Thank you, Dan. Take care.
Take care.
All right. Thank you for listening to the Food and Beverage Leaders Podcast. I'm Andy Barr with Barr Transportation. Now, if you are a successful leader in the food and beverage space, believe in your company, and want to share your story, really look no further. All you have to do is go to bartrans, BAHRTRANS.com/podcast/apply to apply to be on the show. Lastly, if you enjoyed listening to our show, please consider sharing the link or a screenshot on your social media accounts. We want to help as many people as possible who truly believe education and discussion is where it all starts. Of course, if you know someone that would be a great guest, connect us and we'll explore to see if it's a good fit. Again, thank you for listening to the Food and Beverage Leaders Podcast. And as always, we'll leave you with our favorite quote: preparation plus opportunity equals success. Now go crush life, and we'll see you again soon.